Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz. This is Ron's Rundown. We're going to go over the MLB games scheduled for Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your baseball picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my daily rundown best bet in the MLB, you can find those at the premium picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games for Thursday in Major League Baseball. First up, we see the Seattle Mariners taking on the New York Yankees. We're going to see Luis Castillo and Luis Gil as the projected starters. Luis Gil's been excellent this year, 5-1 with a 2.39 ERA. The strikeout numbers are off the charts, 62 Ks in 49 innings. He had 14 strikeouts in his last start against the White Sox, 6 innings of one-run ball. The concern with him is the walks, but recently he's done a lot better job at limiting those. He's given up 2 walks or fewer in 4 of his last 5 starts. And in this matchup, you're facing a Mariners team that not only strikes out a lot, but they also, in the month of May, their walk percentage is below league average. So with like a 27% strikeout rate in the month of May against righties, I think he'll pitch as well. Castillo is also a good option for Seattle, but this is a tough matchup against the best lineup in baseball against righties in the month of May. I got to go with the Yankees in this game on the money line. Next up, we see the San Francisco Giants taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Mason Black and Paul Skeens are the listed starters for now, but there is no official lineup for this game, so we could see a pitching change. Paul Skeens has been as good as advertised going into the year. Obviously, number 1 overall pick, one of the more highly touted prospects in baseball, and he pitched so well in AAA that a lot of people are really excited for his Major League debut. Pitched well there. I mean, you look at the final numbers, 3 earned runs in 4 innings, but 2 of those runs were given up by a different pitcher. He, put the runners on. Skeens did. He left the game, and then the Pirates bullpen gave up those runs. But the next game, he goes 6 innings of no-hit baseball with 11 strikeouts against the same lineup. Not an easy thing to do for a young pitcher in the major league level to face the same team in the same week. He pitched really well, and even better in the second game. And now against the Giants team, it's been a lot better against lefties than righties. I think Skeens is a good matchup here, against a pretty weak lineup. Mason Black, if he is in fact the starter for San Francisco, don't love what I'm seeing so far from him. The Giants bullpen's been good, but we saw it below the lead in that first game of this series, a 6-2 lead. So, for me, I got to go with the Pittsburgh Pirates in this one on the money line. Next up, we see the Texas Rangers taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. Andrew Heaney and Zach Wheeler are your starters. We know Zach Wheeler's pitched well this year. He remains one of the best pitchers in the National League. However, the Phillies don't always back him up, and through his first 10 starts, while he's pitched well, the Phillies, even though they have a great record overall this year, are just a 5-5 record in those 10 games. So when Wheeler is priced like this, and priced like we've seen him this, all of this year, all of last year, last few years, at that -150, -200, -250 in certain, sometimes -300 in home games against some weak teams, it's tough to make, a profit when you're 5-5 in those types of games when you're being priced like this. And when you look at Zach Wheeler's strength of schedule this year, also reason to be a little bit concerned because, at the beginning of the season, he faced the Atlanta Braves in that first start. He pitched well. But since that game, look at this strength of schedule. Look at the teams that he faced. The Reds, Cardinals, Pirates, White Sox, Reds again. That was in the month of April. And the month of May, Angels, Giants, Marlins, Nationals. Not necessarily murderer's row here. I mean, a lot of these teams are well below league average offensively, well below league average in terms of their record, below 500 records. So, to me, now you're facing the defending World Series champions. They're not off to as good a start as we expected, but they're still a very potent lineup, one of the best lineups in the American League. I think that there's value backing the Rangers in a spot like this. Then you look on the other side, Andrew Heaney. The Rangers have not won many of his games this year. In fact, they've only won one of them. But the Phillies have not been great against left-handed pitching in the month of May. They're right around league average in terms of their numbers, OPS and ISO-wise. They have a very high strikeout rate to go with it, just under 27%. I think Heaney's improving. I like the fact that he got an extra day off of rest. He's been better on the road. I think the price is right here with the Texas Rangers. So I'm going to go with the Rangers in this one, plus the 1.5 runs and the money line in this game. It's not going to be the most popular play, but I think that's where the value lies. Next up, we see the San Diego Padres taking on the Cincinnati Reds. Matt Waldron and Frankie Montas are your starters. The Reds have struggled offensively this month, and they've been very inconsistent. And so far in the month of May, they are right now ranked 29th in isolated power and 30th in team OPS against right-handed pitching. So while I don't love Waldron, I will say he's coming off one of his best starts of the year against the Atlanta Braves of all teams. 5 2/3 innings, 1 run, 10 strikeouts. And you got the Padres lineup to back him up, who's been pretty solid against right-handed pitching. Don't love the current form that Montas is in. He's got his last game giving up 3 earned runs and 2 home runs in only 5 innings of work, make it 7 earned and 8 total runs in his last 9 2/3 innings with 3 bombs to go with it and only 4 strikeouts. That's a big concern for me. Montas, I consider a strikeout-dependent guy. He only has 25 Ks in 35 innings this year and only 4 in his last 2 starts. So I got to go with the San Diego Padres in this game on the money line. Next up, we see the Colorado Rockies taking on the Oakland Athletics. Ryan Feltner and Joey Estes are your starters. Joey Estes struggled quite a bit in that last game against the Houston Astros, and he's only had 2 starts so far in the major leagues this year. But Ryan Feltner's not been much better. I mean, a 5.65 ERA overall this year, even worse numbers away from Coors Field, believe it or not, at 6.55. So I think Oakland has the better lineup. I think they have the much better bullpen. And if this is a close game late, like we saw in the first game of this series, I trust the home team a lot more. I'm going to go with the Oakland A's in this one on the money line. Next up, we see the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Detroit Tigers. Kevin Gausman and Jack Flaherty are your starters. I'm going to go with the Detroit Tigers in this one. I don't love their offense, but I mean, Kevin Gausman has struggled this year. He's just not looked the same. ERA just below 5, and it looked like he was starting to get a little bit better. And now you look at his last 2 starts, 9 innings of work, 9 earned runs, 18 base hits to go with it. The strikeouts are starting to pick it up. There's a lot of base runners, not usually what not what we're used to seeing from Kevin Gausman. And Flaherty's been very solid. He faced Zach Gallen in his last game, and the Tigers won that one by 5 runs, 8-3 the final. He went a quality start, 6 innings, 2 earned runs, has had quality starts in his last 4 games, great strikeout numbers to go with it. So the Blue Jays offense, while I don't love the Tigers offense, Blue Jays offense has not been much better, especially against righties. The Blue Jays bullpen is near the bottom of the league in terms of expected numbers. So give me the Detroit Tigers in this game on the money line. And the final game we're going to talk about for the Thursday card in Major League Baseball, it's the Baltimore Orioles taking on the Chicago White Sox. Cole Irvin and Mike Clevenger are your projected starters. Now, Cole Irvin's pitched well this year, 4-1 with a 2.76 ERA. However, the expected numbers aren't the best, especially his expected ERA, and I do expect some regression going forward. He only has 28 strikeouts in 42 1/3 innings. And while the White Sox have not been great against left-handed pitching, they were able to get to Kikuchi for a few runs the other day on Tuesday night, and that was enough for a win, a nice outright win as a sizable underdog in that game. So I think, with Clevenger on the mound, a right-handed pitcher, the Orioles have been near the bottom of the league in the month of May, and team OPS against right-handed pitching, they're ranked 29th in baseball with a 608 team OPS against righties. They kind of played a semi-doubleheader on Wednesday because they had to finish the suspended game, then play game 2 against St. Louis. So not really a great spot here for Baltimore. And I think the price is right with the Chicago White Sox. And they've been a lot more competitive in the month of May than they were in April. So I'm going to take a shot here with Chicago plus the 1.5 runs and on the money line. And that's it. Those are the games for Thursday in baseball. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to put your baseball picks in the comment section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.